man, real safe shit. You already know what the fuck is going on. So today we had the momentous occasion of Drake's album Certified Lover Boy coming out after mad long and hella fucking different scenarios with Kanye West leaking his fucking address and shit like that, and all the other drama with Donda and everything. So after this came out, basically we saw a couple things that we already had seen. Like, I guess they were saying that the album cover with all the like pregnant emojis and shit was like supposedly they were saying that it wasn't the official album art, but then it turns out it was the official album art. And then he dropped his shit and we see the amounts of tracks on it, we see all the features, basically same features as what were on Donda minus Playboy Cardi. So now we can kind of like put them like together side by side and sort of judge both of them and see which one is better, because this was like the whole topic of like the last couple of weeks. Now, in my opinion, I'm gonna just start with Certified Lover Boy because it came out yesterday, and then I'm gonna go into Donda. So Certified Lover Boy, it's pretty fire. It starts with, I mean, like, it's good, like, in a way, like, the sound of it, like, the mixing and all the, like, vocals, all the beats, everything sounds legit perfect. Now, like, the quality of the music is fire. What else would you fucking expect with, like, Drake and all of the 40 and all those niggas at OVO doing this shit? The OVO sweatshop in the cut doing this shit. But it's, like, some of the subject matter on this shit is like kind of cringe as fuck. I'm not gonna lie to you. This is like the Light Skin Chronicles. It's like some classic Drake shit. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you and act like this shit was like some fucking out of body experience ass shit that had me like, damn nigga, like what? Like, nah, bro. This shit was like classic Drake album. Sort of like, I mean, personally, I thought it was better than Scorpion. Thought it was better than his last couple albums too. I mean, Views is pretty hard too, but like, I would say that like it was okay. Like, for a Drake album, it was good, but I wouldn't say it was like fire. It was just like middle of the pack Drake shit. This nigga said hella weird ass shit. Like the first track, it was like Poppy or some shit like that, like Poppy Talk or something like that, where he basically opens up the track by saying "Daddy's home." It gives me real vibes of that picture of Drake, like with the kissy face and shit going on in that first track, brother. Or sorry, I mean, it's really the first track with actual music on it, because there was like a whole intro track and shit. But then the next track that mad people are talking about is a Girls Like Girls track with Lil Baby, where Drake basically says he's a lesbian, and I'm not like, that shit is just like, I don't even know what this nigga was thinking. Like, what was his process coming through with that song, bro? Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what the fuck this nigga was thinking when he said that. Like, he was on some other shit. He was on his Drake kissy face shit. Like, all in all, just throughout, I mean, the Travis Scott feature was hard. It's definitely switch up. Jay-Z was hard. Fucking Future was hard on that shit on like multiple tracks. They had that Too Sexy song. I'm telling you, man, like the album was like straight up. Yeah, I get why it was called Certified Lover Boy. Like, because it was straight up like, I don't even know. In the fucking description for the album, it says it was toxic masculinity. And it really was toxic masculinity at its finest. And it's just kind of extra, bro. It's like extra light skin shit. And I fuck with Drake's music. I'm not like a Drake hater or nothing. I'm just saying this from a non-biased perspective. But it was like, personally, I felt underwhelmed because this nigga was supposed to drop this album in January, and it's like, if this nigga delayed the album for damn near like 10 months, 9 months, like, you'd expect this nigga to have some crazy shit, right? Like, wouldn't this shit be like knock you out your socks? Like, there were some bangers on there. Like, even though the Future and Drake song, this Too Sexy song, is a little bit like, I don't know, it's a little bit cringe, but I did fuck with that song. Not gonna lie, I fucked with the Travis Scott song. Like, if you, like, I couldn't even really fuck with the Girls Like Girls song. That shit was like, I don't even know what the fuck that shit was, honestly, bro. Like, honestly, like, I don't even know what the fuck that shit was. And then, what other shits did I like? I like the track where it's like something on like Road, it's like Bindle Road or some shit. Like, that track was hard. The Cuddy track was hard. I liked it. I honestly, like, I like the Into Deep track also. Like, there is some bangers, like some Drake shit, but it wasn't like some shit that like changed my life. And it's like, if you had like such an anticipated wait and he was trying to drop it to like, I mean, he wasn't really dropping it in spite of Kanye, because niggas didn't even, at the time when he announced it, like niggas didn't even know Kanye was gonna drop. But I would say it was a solid like 7 out of 10. And I'm only comparing it to his catalog. Like, I'm not comparing it to the world and shit. Like, compared to other Drake albums, I would say it was like a 7 out of 10. And niggas are already mad at it for the fucking Girls Like Girls track. So that's that. So then we look at Donda. Comparatively speaking, Donda was fire. It had a couple Playboi Carti tracks, had the Fabio Foreign track, Off the Grid. It had the Donda chant, Donda, 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 Donda. It had the fucking, the weird Pop Smoke Ghostly track. It had a whole bunch of different shit I've been listening to. My favorite tracks on that shit was the Junior Wantabe one, the Off the Grid one. Like, I don't know, like, cohesively speaking, like, I feel like the Donda album was more of like when I used to go to church. I don't go to church anymore, but it was like that youthful pastor rap shit, like the shit you used to listen to in church with no curse words but still had like beats and shit, and it was like gospel music. Like, that's what that shit was. Also, like that's what that shit was. And I feel like the Donda shit was really like some like Light Skin Chronicles. Like, the description on Apple Music of what it was like was literally that. It was like some bops mixed in between like slower singy like Drake songs, which are cool. Like, I don't hate those songs, but it's like, I don't know, like, it's a time and place, and that's more like love making music rather than bops. But then they have bops intertwined with it, and then like just like cringeworthy, fucking kind of borderline corny like raps and shit. Like, compared to Kanye shit, which was like a fever dream acid trip of this nigga's life. Like, I feel like the Drake shit was more like what you were used to. Like, when you think of Drake, like, it was literally like a Drake album. Like, think of the word Drake even. Like, the word, like, what do you imagine? I imagine like a light-skinned nigga that's like in the sun taking kissy face pictures and shit. When you think of like the, like his name as a whole, like, it really is that. Like, I guess if that's his whole life, then it kind of embodies his whole life, and that's what it's on. But the Donda album was super abstract. I felt like it was more like, it was like a painting. Like, it was like not like a regular painting. Like, it wasn't no like portrait or no shit like that. It was like a goddamn like splatter painting shit, like abstract art that you see in like a contemporary museum. Like, it was some next level shit. Personally, in my opinion, I would have to say that the album, Drake's album, sounded better. But then again, Kanye's album was technically incomplete, and they both had controversy around it. But I would say Drake's album, like musically, mixing wise, sounded better. But Kanye's album, content wise, artistically, as an artist, I say Donda was better. I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I would say Donda is better. And I would just say that because I feel like it was different. Like, I don't think Drake was doing anything new with this album. Like, he wasn't like experimenting or going anywhere that he hasn't gone. He wasn't taking risks. He was going with the same calculated effort that he's been on, and that shit fire. I mean, that shit has him like one of the top 5 most listened to artists. Pretty sure he's the most listened to artist on Spotify. But it's like, I feel like Kanye really took artistic risks, and I don't really think that Donda was like even really an album. Like, I felt like it was more like a musical experience. It was like a fucking musical. It's like Kanye on Ice. Like, I feel like it sort of was like an experiment between like live music that you can have and listen to, if that makes sense. Like, it's literally like live music, like a score for a play, while Drake is more like, I don't know, like, it's more personal. But it's, I mean, I wouldn't say Donda's not personal, but it's just like, I don't know, I feel like at times the Drake album was getting kind of cringe. And it's like, yeah, I mean, it's Drake, so it's like you can't really be expecting him to be spinning like no profound ass shit. But it's like, I don't know, bro, like like, I don't know, if you're gonna take an extra 10 months to do that shit, you could have thought of better punchlines and shit. Could have thought of less cringe shit to say, man. But I mean, like, maybe that's what the Drake fans are into. And I noticed that the only niggas that be listening to Drake are niggas that look like Drake. Not listening to him, but like avid listeners to him. Like big Drake fans. All the niggas that fuck with his shit are niggas that look like him. Like super clean cut ass dudes. Like probably wearing like the old Drake Revenge merch still. And fucking like really like on their like Drake shit. And then I feel like the people that listen to Kanye are more like that, like his stuff more abstract, like different types of individuals. Like there's probably an overlap in fans, but I feel like it's like a difference like that, man. But hey, I mean, the album's only been out for a day, both like for the Drake one, and the Kanye one's been out for like almost a week now, so I know they're probably gonna grow. Like I personally didn't even hear any like radio banger, catchy bangers on Drake's album. That I mean, like there's probably some that they're gonna push on the radio, but like I would say that are like some shit that you would hear every single day on the radio. But maybe it's something that will grow on me. But let me know in the comments which ones you think are better, the Drake album or the Kanye Donda album. Let me know. Real stay shit. You already know what the fuck is going on. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. It's like 92% of y'all niggas watching these videos are not like, commenting, and subscribing. So tap in, man. Peace.